Yo, what's going on? What's going on? What's going on? It's your boy Ty. Hey, back with another banger. So today, right? I seen this video pop up in my suggestion. I'm scrolling on YouTube and shit, just doing my normal YouTube. You know what I mean? You know, you can go on YouTube, you see all these suggested videos. So there's one that popped up. It was this dude that said how I lost $350,000, right? Trading stocks. And what he learned from it. So the first comment on the video was crazy because he's making this shit out of his shed. He like, yo, man, look, man's just showing you it's about to get real. You know what I mean? So we're gonna slide over to the video and let's get right into it. Make sure you hit that like, comment, and subscribe button. Let's go. All right, let's hit that play button.
Hey, Tech Lead here, and welcome to another episode. Today we're going to be talking about
I know what it is. It's because bro been drinking that Dunkin' Donuts. It's fucking his stomach up.
$350,000. And it was actually even more than that. And what that felt like, it is coffee time.
Yeah, it's coffee time for sure. You know how you smoke before you do something? Bro said, hold on, hit that coffee real quick. You feel me? Shit, he said it was more than $350 though.
Now, this is a story that I've never shared until now.
Say less.
Not because it's so deeply personal and painful, but really because there's just never been any good opportunities at dinner time where I can just come up and say, hey guys, I lost $350,000. You know,
imagine that though. Imagine that, like, let me see. Yeah, I have to tell everybody that I lost $350,000. Yeah, so Dad, remember that money that you gave me last week? The 500? Yeah. It's not 500 anymore. It's more like 50K. 50 fucking K. 50. You can see the dad right now going up.
Conversation material. One of the worst things about this loss, I would say, is that there's not much to learn from it. It was through stocks, day trading, and it's not like if I were to build a business, put a bunch of money into it, have a bunch of learnings, the business fails, I lose a bunch of money, but still I come out of that with a bunch of good lessons, some things I can write on my resume, some nice stories I can tell future employers. No, this was essentially skillless, right? I just went in there, thought I could make some money. I didn't, don't really know why. Read a bunch of news, tried to figure out what was going on. I have a few theories here and there. This was especially painful to me because I had spent actually like a year trying to get good at day trading. I had learned all about technical analysis. I had been reading up on news, staying up to date with The Economist, reading that every week. And yet, I still managed to lose so much money that it just made me wonder, like, what am I?
Man said he was on all the, you feel me, mainstream news sources. Bro was watching CNN and everything else. He said, hold on, CNN, you have failed me. Mad Money, you have failed me. What is this? Motherfucker tune in to Bloomberg. You feel me? Tune in to Bloomberg. Bloomberg, you said the stock was going up. Shit is crazy, but nah, hey, but I feel like, you know, it's a dope lesson to learn in his losses. So, you know, let's get back to him teaching us, you know, about his lessons and what we shouldn't do.
What am I even doing here? This video, by the way, is sponsored by brilliant.org/techlead. Check them out to learn some new skills. Want to learn something new on your commute while traveling, or just without a constant stream of phone notifications?
Astronomy?
Brilliant's new
What? Astronomy in the fucking stock market?
Download any of their dozens of interactive courses through the mobile app, and
this
you'll be able
reminds
to
me
solve
of
fascinating problems in math, science, and computer science, no matter where
my
you
spidey
are
senses
or how
are tingling.
spotty your internet connection. What's awesome about these courses is that they're all totally interactive. You'll experiment with pendulum clocks to master the physics of stocks, checking every single price move, reading all the news, making a ton of different trades, or I can spend a whole month on a long-term buy and hold strategy, and there's no telling which method is going to really come out ahead.
So which one did you use?
Short, but what happened was I had bought a bunch of commodities.
Okay.
You can see my tax return, I have bought some RJI, RJA, DBA, DBC, some precious metals like gold, silver. These are mostly stocks that represent underlying commodities. And commodities are like agriculture, grain, rice, corn, base raw materials, industrial metals, copper, things like that. And the reason I had bought a lot of this stuff was because commodities had had a good run up in the first half of 2014.
So he basically expected the bull run to continue. That's what he was gonna say. You know, he was like, man, that shit ran for 6 months straight. You know, he expected the bull run to continue with no correction. Let's go back.
I just thought it was good diversification, and I thought commodities were relatively stable perhaps because they represented real physical materials underneath.
So
But
I feel like
what
he took
happened was
I feel like he took his investment, I mean, from a more fundamental standpoint than a a technical standpoint, because it sounds like he was like, hey man, the trend is looking like it's doing this for the entire year. He was trying to buy at the top, pick off tops, what I'm saying, pick highs off the market and shit. You know what I mean? And we're just like, oh man, I feel like the next 6 months we're gonna go ahead and blister on up, even though it's showing signs of green. But I mean, obviously, at the highs, you sell at the highs and then, buy low, sell high. Okay, nice shit that Warren Buffett teaches. If you guys don't like Warren Buffett, that's cool too. Buffett's mentor was Benjamin Graham. You guys should check him out as well. All right.
that in the later half of 2014, commodities dropped 40%. And this was known as the commodity price shock of 2014. If you look it up, people don't really know what happened. According to Wikipedia, the commodity price shock cannot be attributed to any single factor or defining event.
Bro had to look it up. He like, how the fuck did I lose money?
Of industry-specific macroeconomic and financial factors, which came together to cause this huge simultaneous large drop. And so despite all the news I was reading, the technical analysis that I was doing, messing around with Bollinger Bands, simple moving averages, Fibonacci lines, none of that really worked, and I just lost my shirt in that whole game. And there would be days I would be losing.
So bro
20,
just
30,
basically said his indicators, he had the indicators on there. He said, shit, fuck them indicators, man. I was looking for the shit to cross over to this one, and then the Bollinger to tap onto the bottom, but the Bollinger, it tapped, but it took me.
$40,000 in a day.
Oh shit.
And meanwhile, my job was paying me like a few $100 that day. And I think it was around that time that I had been quitting a lot of my jobs because I just didn't see the meaning of that, and I really wanted to get more focused on day trading because I felt that that had more financial impact. But for me, despite how much I tried,
see, look, and bro kind of told y'all. See, a lot of people want to quit their job, you know what I'm saying? Oh, let me get involved in trading. Bro told you, like, man, shit, where he was at, he was only making a few hundred a day. So, I mean, definitely you want to have, a few sources of income and then use this, like your savings account as your investment account and then grow that bitch. You know what I'm saying? Shit.
I don't know if any of my efforts in stocks really had any impact, right? Some of it could have just been imaginary. Maybe I was making money just because I was lucky sometimes. But I think I can attribute my losses to a few factors, and these may be good takeaways.
Bro
One
said
is
imaginary.
that I had been new to the game, and I felt a little overconfident, and I was starting to make money right off the bat, and I thought that this whole thing could continue.
What's crazy is that's usually how it is, though.
But you can only be lucky for so long. So during this time, I would do a lot of leveraged investing where I would take out loans from the brokerage at a lower interest rate, and then I would invest that into the stock market, believing that I could beat the interest rate at least. And for a while, this actually worked out.
That's crazy.
Okay, to me, the reasoning was that, number one...
Man said he took a loan out from the brokers to trade on. Man, hey, but that's dope though. Bro was using his credit, but I mean, it was trading with money that he couldn't afford to lose. You know what I mean?
I did not intend to buy a house, right? Most people, they'll go buy a house, that's like 30x leverage. And so I felt that if I was going to invest into the markets, I needed to also have some leverage so that I could keep pace with all the other people.
Bro put the fucking house in the market.
And you can see that based on this chart, after I had a good run up, it just started dropping. And it would just drop every single day. And
nothing told him to get out.
And I kept believing that maybe it would go up. And it wasn't.
That's what it was. That's why I was like, nothing told him to get out. And then there it was right there. He said he kept believing. You feel me? That nigga, fuck the belief. It's time to go.
Gradual decline, the type that really catches you by surprise over a long period of time. And you just keep thinking, well, maybe it's going to go up. Maybe it's just going to go up starting now. Maybe next week. It never really recovered after that. You can see that it just went down all the way, 40% drop, and it just kind of hovered down there. I think that one problem for me was that I had also thought I was pretty clever. I started reading this site called Zero Hedge, which is popular among traders, but it's also...
That man said, shit, I got that insider news. I'm ready. You feel me? Bro hopped in the game with them cojones. Bro said, yeah, nigga, now I'm equipped with the Holy Grail. You feel me? Man thought he had the Holy Grail when he found this motherfucking website. You feel me? That's the thing, too. Like, if trading and Forex and stocks and stuff, like, I feel like every strategy is unique because it's unique to the person and the personality. You know what I mean? Like, you could give two people a pen, right? And, for some people, they only know how to write with the pen. But with others, they know how to draw crazy pictures and all type of stuff with this same pen. So, it's all about how you use it.
very biased in the news, right? They would have all this doom and gloom sort of news where they would say that, you know, the US dollar is going to tank, you have to buy commodities, you have to diversify your assets, gold and silver, they're going to go up. And I actually believe some of this
So
stuff.
that's why bro went and got that gold and silver.
Some of their advice came in useful, but the timing is everything. In my head, I was so confident because I was only reading the news that I wanted to read. After this whole experience, I actually started.
What's dope is bro basically said in a nutshell that, you know, he was only seeing what he wanted to see. Well, you know, sometimes you have to look, you know, deep within yourself, and are you seeing what you want to see, or are you taking it for what's there?
Putting more mainstream news like Yahoo Finance onto the bookmarks that I would check just because I wanted some more balance. By the end of the year, I logged in and came to the hard conclusion to just cut my losses. You know, I didn't believe in commodities or gold anymore at that point. I had seen that the S&P stocks were all going up or at least neutral. And I felt that I had been jaded and brainwashed by the news sites that I had been reading. These days, you also see that high frequency trading accounts for like 90% or more of daily stock trades. You know, you're not trading against normal people anymore. You're trading against robots. And what I realized in my trading was that as soon as news hit like CNN front page or Market Watch front page, it's
so once again, can you trade like a robot? That's the question. I think I went over that before, but can you know, take action like a robot? Man said, man, shit, man, you ain't even trading against humans no more. These are some AIs. You feel me? Computers. You feel me? Yeah, feel me?
Already old news by then. All the trades have already been done by the robots who are trading at milliseconds of news, simply using machine learning algorithms. No one's actually reading any of the news anymore, right? Which is silly because normal people like you and me, we're trying to read the news. We're trying to read that to try to understand what direction the stock's going to move. But machines aren't actually reading it, and yet they're making 90% of the daily trades. I also realized that as an individual, I would be trading up against whole teams of people over at like say Goldman Sachs who are all focused on say the oil industry or all focused on tech or commodities or precious metals or whatever.
At least you spot in the field
and reports with each other, and yet here I was, a single person. I have no team. Nobody's telling me if there's a macroeconomic move or if there's some other news on the other side of the world that may be affecting my trade in commodities. It's just way too much news for a single person to keep up on. So for me, one of my
I like that. He got a lot of, see, you know, he took a bigger loss than most people. So I feel like his knowledge and his takeaway, you know, he really learned a bigger lesson than a lot of people. Like, he invested a house into his knowledge. You know what I'm saying? So that's why it's so fluent, because after losing that bread, bro, it's like Google, all the Reddit articles, every article you could read, man's on all the articles, had to call the doctor and everything else, shit.
Experience where I lost a lot of money was, it doesn't matter if you're right. You know, maybe you'll read a bunch of news, maybe you'll get a hot tip, and yeah, maybe you're going to make some money there. But what really matters is your system. What is your system for limiting your losses, right? Because even if you trade successfully 99% of the time, that 1% of the time can wipe you out. If you're highly leveraged in and you don't have proper stop losses in there, you don't have a way to limit your losses and just ride the trend line all the way down like I did. I wrote it down 40%. You know, I'm not sure if there's a really great system, right? Like for a while I thought, okay, everything needs to have stop losses, right? As soon as a stock drops 2%, I would just sell that and cut it off, but I would let it rise if it's at all possible, right? Trailing stop loss. You know, it's really hard to time that trailing stop level amount correctly because more often than not,
what's dope is like he's talking about that trailing. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like when you master the trailing, you're gonna master investing at a whole nother level. And me personally, I love the trailing. You hear me? I have a song, stop loss, stop loss. Stop loss, stop loss. Trade it with a stop loss. Hey, when in private trailing, stop. You already know the motherfucking vibes. You feel me? But yeah. We're gonna get back. Fry. You know, get off topic here.
Your stop losses would just get hit, and you just lock in losses everywhere you go. What I did after that was I looked into...
And see, that's because bro is playing his losses fucking tight. You know what I'm saying? There's ways that you need to play your fucking stops loose where you can hit, and then when in profit trailing stop it is really law. You know what I mean? Some people say, you know, they're like, well, where do I put my trailing stop? And, you know, they watch me all the time, and I'm trying to tell them, like, look, I mean, it's... you can bring the horse to the water, you know what I mean? But you can't make him drink. You know what I'm saying? So I definitely feel like there's a way to practice your trailing stops, and it's more so in dollar amount and percentages And when you can figure out the dollar amounts and percentages, then you'll be able to master your trailing stop, because you'll know where to place it, because you've done the calculations needed, in the ranges and stuff like that. So, you dig?
Using algorithmic trading. So I use this platform, quantopian.com, which I'm not sponsored by, and there's a few other platforms like this where you can actually write Python scripts to do trading for you.
We got an app popping
With
up.
Fundrise, you can invest here.
Let me go ahead and click this off real quick. Slide back over
Try
here.
a few different algorithms. I would trade based on earnings reports. And if the earnings report beat the forecast, then I would have the algorithm automatically buy that stock, hold it for 3 days, and then sell it. I also stopped shorting stocks, which I used to do a lot of, but I realized that the natural movement of the stocks is to go upwards. It's not like a stock has a 50-50 chance of going up or down. It actually has a higher chance, I would say, of going up. So using Quantopian, I was able to come up with an algorithm.
Hey, this is some real fucking smart shit. But like I said, at the end of the day, you lose 350 grand, you start looking at shit totally different. You know what I mean? So bro come over here, he's built the whole algorithm because he's like, no. His mind at that point was just going crazy. Like, I just lost fucking 350. Hold up. You know what I'm saying? He like, this shit gotta work. This shit gotta work. You know what I'm saying? So instead of becoming a robot, he's like, you know what? Fuck it. It's easier for me to just program a bot, you know what I'm saying, to do what it needs to do for me. So let's run it. Let's see what he talk about.
Test it against historical dates, see how the algorithm would have performed, and then I actually ran the algorithm and tried it out. And it made me like $2,000 here and there. It wasn't much though. And what happened is it would actually generate a bunch of fees and brokerages. I eventually just stopped that and decided
it kept
I'm
opening
go
up positions.
more asset allocation. So I might say I want 10% gold, 20% bonds, 20% commodities, 20% tech stocks, or something like that. The analogy I like to think about is, imagine if I were
So bro just said instead of going all in, bro went ahead and he was able to fucking come in with his shit and just boom, 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 boom. You know what I mean? Kind of looking like at a pie graph, because usually when you look at your stuff is looking at a pie graph anyway. You know what I'm saying? So he's looking at his pie graph like, yeah, I want to be more heavy tech, or I want to be more heavy over here in commodities, and he's trying to balance his pie graph off so he could go ahead and start accruing those and bringing in those dividends.
It's like a sailor, right? Without any country, and I'm going around doing work, and wherever I go, people pay me. So I might go somewhere and someone just says they don't really have any US dollars, but they have a bunch of corn. So they pay me corn. Or someone else may come and say they only have Microsoft stock, they pay me some Microsoft stock. Someone else may have only Japanese yen. Some people have oil. Some people have
got some international clients.
So that's really the theory behind asset allocation. It's just like, well, what type of currency would you like to accept? Thank you.
Hey, bro, that is a crazy mindset, y'all. Like, so his $350 loss turned him into a fucking investing magnate, to where he said, hey, well, he's looking at, the market in currencies. Corn is a currency, wheat is a currency. People used to trade cows and shit. They probably still trade cows. But he's looking at, our world as, hold on, this is currency now. You know what I'm saying? We could use this as bread, so I'm able to accept payments. Like, if you're a store, he's like, hey, man, I accept corn too. Nigga, corn? Okay, boom, here go 3 shrubs of corn, you know what I'm saying? Hey, give me that. So, I mean, my man is really utilizing the monetary system to his fullest advantage. And I like that. You feel me?
Keep your assets held in. So let's talk about what this felt like to me. And I often equate it in my mind to losing a Lamborghini. And maybe that's why I don't drive a Lamborghini, because in my mind, I've already lost one. And other than that, it set me back a number of years in terms of income. And I can imagine that, if I was the type of person to be struggling really hard every single year in a job that I hated, then it would totally not be worth it, right? I would feel pretty bad. I would feel despair that I had just given up years of my life for this and struggled, and it was painful, and I thought I would get money, but then I just lost it all in the blink of an eye. Then I would have to redo all of that all over again. But it's not really quite like that for me, because I've been enjoying life as it came. And especially after this experience, it made me realize that money can be gained and money can be lost, and to never really just focus only on that aspect, right? If you're picking up a job, it should be, I think, for like lifestyle, right? Don't bet on being able to keep that money forever, because you might just lose it. You might lose it in a number of ways. And to make sure that you're having a good time, having fun as you're earning that, because that's going to end up being your life as well. It's not just simply a trade of your time, your effort for money. You're giving away your lifestyle as well, which is kind of why I enjoy personally working in really nice companies, right? Like nice offices. That's one of the top things I actually look for when I apply for jobs. I look for just a good, clean,
You know, bro, like a coder or engineer, the way he did the algorithm. You feel me?
comfortable working environment. You know, personally for me, I would not be working in an office like a really crummy, hot, stuffy startup environment in which people treat me like garbage. I would not do something like that because it's not worth it, even if there's money to be made, because money can be lost as well. And actually, the sort of experience would happen over and over for me. You know, I'm not sure if I learned anything from it because even after that, I continued to lose money in the stock market, even today. So these days,
Oh, shit, man said he's still losing. You feel me? He's trying to get his psyche together and shit. Like trying to get his mental together. You know what I mean? But we learned a lot from that. Losing $350,000 is a lot of money. Okay. And, you know, he just said, fuck it, like, man, I lost a Lambo, you know, in the market due to me just taking in information from everywhere. Like, I mean, he turned on Bloomberg. It was getting sickening to a point, man. Said Bloomberg, CNN, motherfucking Mad Money. You know what I mean? Like all the money channels, all the news sources, and I'm listening to everything they saying. They just talking too much. I can't see. I can't hear no more. You know what I mean? These decisions is just not making sense. You know, so the best thing that you can learn from this video is to develop your own strategy, follow your own plan, and that you'll make it, you know what I'm saying? If you just, you know, shit, I would say, damn, I lost my train of thought. Usually I would cut this part of the video, but I don't even feel like putting it in the shit to cut it. So we just gonna finish it. So, fuck it, you know what I mean? But yeah, so at the end of the day, just keep grinding, you know what I mean? It's your boy Ty. You know, keep a focused mind, keep an assertive mind, and grow to the next level. Hey, peace out. If you keep liking reaction videos and stuff like these, I got another channel, Tyllionaire. We react to all type of goofy shit, you know what I mean? This is more, you know, business stuff. But like I said, I got another channel where I do like my gaming and reactions and just, you know, I'm a brand. So I'm expanding, baby. All right, let's get it. Peace.